has only 6 cases of the coronavirus in hospital. So why is the mayor extending the state of emergency for another 90 days? Well, the answer is power, of course. So you think Alberta is a conservative stronghold, land of freedom. I'd like to think so too. But the capital city's NDP mayor, Don Iveson, has another opinion. You see, Iveson is extending the municipal state of emergency in Edmonton. Now, this is the declaration here. These local states of emergency act as creatures of the provincial government. They're local declarations operating under the umbrella of the Provincial Emergency Management Act. Now, this is what Iveson tweeted out to justify the extension of the local state of emergency through the entire summer. Edmonton City Council has once again agreed to renew the local state of emergency. As you all know, we're still in the midst of a public health emergency, and while we've seen some great compliance behavior modeled by Edmontonians, compliance is not at 100%. You see, this here, friends, is a rare glimpse of honesty. It's uncommon in our politicians. Iveson is telling us what this is all about. It's not about health. It's about 100% compliance with the government. You know how I know this isn't about health? Let me show you the facts. Let me show you the reality of the coronavirus outbreak in Edmonton at 11:15 a.m., May 29, 2020, the day after Iveson extended the state of emergency. 53 active cases, 6 in hospital, 1 in intensive care, out of a population of over 1 million people. And he wants the entire city to remain in a state of emergency because of this? Of course he does. That's because a state of emergency gives Iveson powers he doesn't normally have, as Iveson admits. Again, honestly, here. As long as we are without access to a vaccine, Edmontonians remain at risk. Our local state of emergency provides the City of Edmonton administration with the flexibility they need to take action if we suddenly see increasing infection rates without waiting for a city council meeting. You see, Iveson can avoid the messy business of having to make the case for why he has to have all these extra powers as long as that state of emergency remains firmly in place. Now, are you curious what some of those extra mayor state of emergency powers are? Here is the Edmonton Journal story detailing what those are from way back when the city first declared that state of emergency on March 21st. Edmonton City Council has declared a state of local emergency, granting administration new powers to restrict movement within the city, fix prices, and enter any private building without a warrant. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's in the provincial law that these local states of emergency operate under. Look at this, Section 19(1)(h). Authorize the entry into any building or on any land without warrant by any person in the course of implementing an emergency plan or program. Section J. Procure or fix prices for food, clothing, fuel, equipment, medical supplies, or other essential supplies, and the use of any property, services, resources, or equipment within any part of Alberta for the duration of the state of emergency. And Section K. Authorize the conscription of persons needed to meet an emergency. Now, back to that Edmonton Journal article for a second. Just look how power drunk these people are. Do we have enough normal powers in relation to prohibiting or controlling local movements? We don't believe we have enough. Interim city manager and the head of COVID-19 response for the city of Edmonton, Adam Laughlin, told council Friday afternoon, "We are seeing a level of non-compliance and we must have the ability to keep people safe." Hang on for a second here. They never say what the level of non-compliance is. Is it 1%, 25%, 50%? They never say, do they? Let's go back to that article, though. The powers are granted for a period of 7 days, at which point they can be renewed. Council can also reconvene before those 7 days are up and rescind the state of local emergency. Now, that last part there, the 7-day renewal timeline, it was in place to serve as a check and balance, meant to make municipalities constantly justify to citizens why they need powers of search-less warrants, price controls, conscription, and expropriation. But now that 7-day renewal process, it's gone. The province changed it to 90 days for convenience, you see. And even if the province sees fit to lift the provincial state of emergency, power-mad Mayor Iveson might not. Maybe not even until a vaccine is found for the 53 active cases in all of his city of over 1 million people, for a coronavirus hospitalization rate of less than 1 hospitalization per hospital in the greater Edmonton region. It's time to flatten the curve of municipal government power grabs during this pandemic. For Rebel News, I'm Sheila Gunn-Reid. We've flattened the curve. We've done everything our governments have asked us to do. Now it's time for them to let us go back to work, to sign our petition calling on municipal, provincial, and federal governments to let the healthy return to their jobs. Please go to letuswork.ca.